G'day, listeners. We are with our Division 1 men today. We're going to quickly go down a list of top to bottom, 30 seconds here or there, about just how each team is going, what their record is, some of their players that are performing well, and just some aspects about it. Mark, I'm going to throw it to you first. RMIT at number 1.
Yeah, RMIT sitting in first place after round 7 with a 7-2 record. Now, if you told me that and you said that Steve Coffey had missed a few games through with his injured ankle, I'd be very surprised. But they have had Daniel Steen step up. I think he's had a couple of games where he's got 30 or more than 30, and he's been sensational. Along with Laus Agon, or Luce Agon, I don't know how to pronounce that one, but we'll get there. Huge upset over Shepparton with no coffee across the weekend, so they would be stoked in the RMIT camp.
Next up is Pakenham closely behind with the 7-2 record. Also, Joe Davis has been huge thus far, someone who's looking to go back-to-back MVPs in different divisions, which is, I have no idea, but it's probably going to be a first if he gets it. A unfortunate loss to Gippsland in grand final rematch, and also dropped their second one to RMIT. So not massive losses, but ones that, they know they can now sort of understand and get. Dow had a big few games over the weekend in their doubleheader also.
And on the third position, we got Shepparton Gators sitting at 6-2. They have just broke a 4-game win streak with a loss to RMIT. They're struggling a little bit on offense. They just can't get it rolling offensively at the moment, despite having the talent necessary. I think the one question mark over them going forward is just whether their guards can score enough consistently to make sure that they can be a finals team.
Warrnambool sitting also with 6-2 had an amazing game day experience with the pink round, which was awesome for them. Loved to see them get around it. Polydor at the helm has been very, very impressive. Gynes also right behind him is another one who is just constantly consistent week by week. Bid made possible rebounds leader. He's sitting third at the moment. Going to be tough to beat Big Frosty over at Chelsea, but someone to keep an eye on in the future.
Definitely, and then we're moving into fifth position with Gippsland. So we're sitting 5-2. Haven't quite played the same amount of games as everybody else just yet, but shining light for them has been Ben Barlow. He's been really strong in making the jump from D2 up to D1. As you'd expect, he can shoot the ball really consistently. And then the old veteran, Jordan Canavan, once again, just does a little bit of everything. Distributes the ball, scores well, and always is good for a few rebounds. He's been strong for them as well. They've got 3 wins on the trot at the moment, and they'll be looking to continue that as they move forward.
Warrandyte sitting next with the 5-4 record. Bert the second at the helm, a guy who is locked in and they play well, or is sort of not so locked in and they struggle. So there is a lot of weight on his shoulders. I think their depth in their bigs is sort of a little bit questionable, possibly whether they can continue to ride it out with some of these bigger bodies in the rest of the league. Coaching and player Moore is leading second in the rebounds count, playing some very, very extended minutes. Whether he can continue that throughout the league, we will find out.
Yeah, then we move down to Chelsea, who are sitting 4-5 record with they can't quite string them together at the moment. They're alternating win-loss, it seems. However, 2 weeks ago they had a huge win over RMIT, and it's Elijah Davey. That man dropped 52 points in a near triple-double. I think he might have 12 rebounds and 9 assists to go with that. And then they got Big Frost used, the leading rebounder, with about 18. They just need to find some consistency with the group.
Coburg sitting at 3-5 with Zaire, I believe. I think his name is. He's very fresh into the lineup after this weekend with the doubleheader. Good opening weekend for him with the 22-8. They are sort of that inconsistent team. They're getting or struggling to get, stringing wins together at the moment. But we had Paddy McBreedy, who came out with a huge game win the other week. It was very impressive and a great clip to watch.
And then we move on to the Bulleen Boomers, who would have seen themselves being a little bit higher on the ladder. They're sitting down in ninth at the moment. They're being led by young star Joshua Henry, who's averaging 18 points to go with his 10 rebounds, who's still eligible and playing youth league. So he's got a lot on his plate at the moment, the young guy, but he's doing a great job leading this Bulleen team. They've got heaps of length across the board. It's just whether they're lacking that foot speed or those true guards to compete with the league's best.
Collingwood now sitting in 10th, unable to get their first win thus far this season with 9 losses. Defense is a big issue for them at the moment. They're giving up almost 105 points per game, which is going to have to be a massive focus as we get into the middle part of our season. Daniels has been, keeping them in games, but like we said, they're unable to get that first win on the board. Madden, their youngster from Youth League, is shooting well. I believe it's around 40, mid-40s, which is very, very impressive from him.
And then sitting in last place at the moment, we've got Southern Peninsula, who, as always, as a club, they celebrate Pink Round with a passion, do such a great job of it. For them, Darian Jones has been their star. He's one of the league leaders in points per game, and he gets the job done on the boards as well. He's been well supported by Bond and James, but don't get that confused with James Bond. However, they've got a truly young core. Behind those three, they're very youthful, so they'll continue to get better as the season goes on.
That'll be all, guys. Catch you later.